It is a rare Tuesday edition of the About Mansfield Consumer Advice Series. I'm Steve Casillo. Appreciate you being here today. And Tuesday, we normally do this on Wednesday. We bring in our trademark attorney, Susana Mahady, with the law offices of Susana M. Mahady. And we talk about your trademark issues. And so let's go ahead and bring her in. Hello, Susana.
Hello. Good morning.
And welcome. First of all, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Still wearing my red.
Yes.
To be.
We gotta ask you first. Did you have a Merry Christmas?
Of course, very merry.
And
How was yours?
the best gift that you received for Christmas. Oh, you got a new microphone.
Now you should be able to hear me much better.
Huh? Who got you that microphone?
Castillo.
That's not all right.
Were you sending me? I think it was a hint because I was using my computer microphone and apparently it wasn't the best quality. So now it should be much more clear, hopefully.
Yes, it sounds much better. And
Good.
We're now approaching 2023. And so let's say there are some business owners out there that are thinking, I need to take my name to the next level. I need to secure it in 2023. And today's topic is office actions. And specifically, what happens after you submit your trademark application. And so a business owner goes, okay, I'm going to submit that application. I'm going to register my business, widgets.com, and I've sent it off to Washington, D.C.?
No, it's actually done online with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and you would be submitting an application electronically. But I did want to talk about office actions only because there was a change in December. It was the beginning of December. We used to have 6 months to respond to office actions, and they've now changed it to 3 months. And I want to talk a little bit about what that means and what it is an office action.
Okay.
When you file an application with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, it gets assigned to an examining attorney. And the examining attorney reviews your application and your submissions and makes a determination as to whether there are any legal issues that have to be addressed. And those issues are usually spelled out in an office action, which is a letter that is received. And it takes a long time to get those. The whole process is still taking, 10 to 12 months. So it could take 4 or 5 months, 6 months sometimes to get a letter from the examining attorney or to have the application even assigned to an examining attorney for that review. So once you get that office action, then it's very important that you respond to it. And like I said, it used to be 6 months, which, in a way, people tend to procrastinate when you have a lot of time to do something. And many times these office actions would not be addressed immediately and sometimes would just be forgotten or not addressed properly, and it could cause your application to be rejected and and be suspended essentially because you are not addressing the legal issues or challenges that the examining attorney found in your application.
So is this you submit your application, the attorney that has been assigned to this case then sends questions back to the business owner who has a designated amount of time, and the longer they wait, they may lose that trademark?
No, so you have a deadline. And so the letter that is sent by the examining attorney to the person who submitted the application, whether it's the owner of the mark or attorneys they will receive this letter and it will list the issues that have to be addressed. And you have to respond within 3 months from the date of that letter.
Ah, gotcha.
And
Can you give me an example maybe of some issues that a business owner may have to address?
Yes. So there are some what's the word? So there are some that are simpler issues to address versus more complicated legal issues. And so a lot of the applications are reviewed to make sure that they are not similar to existing marks. So if there is a proposed mark that's submitted that is confusingly similar to something that's already registered, then you will get an office action basically telling you that this mark cannot go through, and you'd have a chance to respond to that office action and explain why it's different so that it will go through. There's also disclaimers that are required to be made. For instance, if you have, let's just say your mark is Choco Cake. The word cake is generic, it's basic, and you can't claim a right to that. So the examining attorney may ask you to disclaim that word so that you can proceed with your application. And that basically means that you're not claiming any ownership over that generic word, but you can still use it as part of your mark. Another one may be a rejection of the specimen that you submitted. So a specimen has to be a real life sample of how you are using your mark, your proposed mark, whether it's in your product or your services that you are selling. So
and I wouldn't actually send them a slice of Choco Cake then.
No. So if you're, for instance, if you're selling these online, then a lot of times you would be able to submit maybe a screenshot of your website and the page that shows how to purchase it. And that would show that you are actually putting this product out there in commerce and be able to show. And there are some specific requirements when you do submit screenshots of an internet page or a website. So there are things that you have to be mindful of. And remember that there are a lot of little nuances that could cause your application to be rejected. And you would have an opportunity to respond. And then, of course, the examining attorney gets it again. And then if they have any further issues, they could issue another final office action. And if those issues don't get resolved, it could mean that your application will be abandoned, and then you would have a right to appeal it. And that would be through a whole other process with the Trial and Appeals Board at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
What would be the best advice then for whether it's a consumer or a business owner who wants to submit for a trademark? What would be some of the first steps that they should take? The first thing in my mind is really seek advice from someone who knows. But what are some of the tips that you would offer to a consumer or a business owner?
Well, it definitely is important to seek advice. Your brand is very important. It has a lot of value. And so you want to do it right. And the longer you wait, the higher the chances that somebody else may register it before you. So it's really important to try to get ahead of the game. And it's never too early. Even if you haven't started using the brand, you can file with an intent to use application that kind of holds your place in line. And then you can, once you start using it, you have a certain amount of time to show that you are using it, and then you can proceed that way. I think the one most important thing that you need to do before you apply to register a trademark is to have a very thorough, comprehensive search done on your proposed mark to make sure that it's available and that it has a good chance of being accepted and that you're not infringing on somebody else.
Sure.
So that's the main thing.
And then to wrap this up, help me out again, the difference between a TM and the R with the circle around it.
So TM just means trademark, and typically that's used when you haven't registered your trademark, but you could be using it. So you would have your common law rights just in your geographic area. The R is when you have a registered trademark and you can use that and display it proudly.
There you go. All right.
Yes.
So TM could be, this is my name, I've been using it forever, and maybe in the process of, in the application process, but you haven't received that R yet, the right to use the registered trademark symbol. If someone wanted to reach out to Susana Mahady and had questions about trademarks, how can they get a hold of you?
They can reach me through my website, which is mahadylaw.com, or you can always send me a direct email to smahady@mahadylaw.com.
And of course, Mahady, spelled Mahady.
Lady Mahady.
Late. Hey, you're going international next week.
Tomorrow.
I mean, you're going, well, when we do this again,
Yes.
you're going to be international.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're not going to disclose where, but starting next week for the next 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
Yes.
All right. And you're bringing your microphone and you can do this.
All right. I can do this.
Okay.
I'll pack everything.
Looking forward to 2023 and appreciate your time and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and everyone else.